Okay, we're back. I'm putting a couple of these videos together. So we did the blue mottling. I did the yellow off camera because you really can't see a whole lot of difference, and I knew that you weren't going to be able to. You can see a hint of the yellow everywhere, but you do it the same. But now we're going to do the red mottling, and I got the red. Actually, it's going to be maroon. I chose maroon because I want it to be a little bit darker to make his skin look darker. So I am not doing the red one. I'm doing the maroon one. So we are going to find the red. Oh, actually, that's red. We'll use the maroon one and go from there. So with the red maroon, we are going to do like a second creasing kind of thing. If it needs to be like lip liner on the lips, I don't think I'm going to do that. I might nostrils, in the nostrils, I don't think, well, I probably will put it in the nose. The mouth, inside the mouth, I'll probably do the inside of the mouth. The ears, I'm happy with how the ears are. I'm not going to touch the ears. Eye line, only if they're closed eyes, you would do a line in there. And behind the toes, I might do that. So behind the toes, inside the mouth, and the nose is what I'm going to do while I'm doing this part. So while I have this maroon out. So that's what we're gonna do. And then tomorrow we will do the green and the purple. And then we will do the blushing part. I'm hoping by the end of the week we can get him done, but we'll see. So today is March 7th. It's a Sunday. So I'm hoping by next weekend we should have him pretty much done. I'm just waiting for his body to show up so we can do that part of it. And once I do the mottling here, I'm not going to show his face anymore because Mama watches the videos and I want her to be surprised when she sees him. So, I mean, she can see him now while I do the mottling, but when I start doing the details and stuff like that, I don't want her to see him. So we are going to, oh, I don't like this so far, but we will do it just anyway. And I'll show you why. Okay. All right. This is why. It's not really leaving the round holes like I want. So that means that something's not right with the sponge. I probably got to add more water to it. So it's draining. It doesn't even look like I did anything. It doesn't even look like I did anything. So we're going to do it again. Let's get all this up. Okay, all that's up. We have not put enough on here. So we are going to put more on. And hopefully this time it works. That is better. Okay. And like I said, you can do this. I do it all over. You don't have to do it all over. You can leave spots undone. And I am doing the whole head up to the forehead here because I only want to do one go at this. Okay, you see it all, but you can see the round parts. We didn't see that before. And he looks awful. So now we are going to, by the time I get to the front of his face, and we're going to kind of do, you know, you don't want all these droplets on here because it looks awful when it's dry. And that's what I was concerned with before. When I first started, I thought that this is what you had to do, and I've let it dry this way. And that's why Tegan looks awful. Because you live and you learn, and you don't wipe. You're just going to have to make sure you pick up the droplets. Make sure you spoon out your sponge. And I will show you what he looks like after this. And he looks really, really good. Now you can do more than one round of this if you want. If you like it the way it is, then you're good. He looks good. And I'm pouncing a little bit on his lips to make them red, because I want them red. He's a boy. You don't want him like brutally red. And I don't want him really red like my girl. So I am not going to add another round of this. I think it's sufficient the way it is. And you can see how it looks like little baby skin. See? Looks like little baby skin. And he looks way cute. I could probably do a little bit more, but I'm not gonna, because we're going to do some blushing and to make his cheeks a little red, his chin, tip of his nose, you know, a little bit red. And if I add more red to this right now, it's gonna be too red by the time I'm done. And I don't want him to be red. I want him to be more natural looking. So that's the goal. Make sure you take out all the paint off of the sponge. You can see from the start how we've made a mess here. And we're gonna do his legs. This is doing the same thing as the other one. Okay, I don't like that. So we will get rid of this. Ariel, what are you doing? I don't know what she's doing. Okay, that is better. I'm gonna have to get a new sponge for this, and I don't want to. I love this sponge because I like the holes. Okay. So like, I don't know what's going on upstairs. It sounds awful. She might be on my treadmill. I think I'm going to do 2 layers of the leg, probably. It looks like, because I'm not real thrilled on what it looks like. And that happens. It could just be that it didn't get enough. There's more than enough on the sponge though. And that's why you wear gloves, because you do get stained. I think she's in on my treadmill. So we left it here for a second. And I want to see the round holes, which I do. You guys might not see it, but I'll do an up close here in a second so you can see it. It definitely has its red tint. I even put a little bit on the feet. And we're going to do blushing on the feet. And this still has paint on it, so if you're looking to add some color in certain places, like I am, I'm going to add that while I'm here, because it will stick. And we're gonna, I think, yeah, she's on the treadmill. She's in on my treadmill, I think. Okay. All right. So you can see the red. It really blends in really well. So, and I've kind of added some red to the knee and to the top of the foot. And I should add some to the bottom of the foot just to get a head start on it. And that's what I mean by, while you're doing this, you're gonna take some of the red, like there's red on this brush, and I'm just gonna pounce a little bit on the top of the toes, side of the heel, oh, he looks so cute. Okay. All right, let's show you from done to not done. This one's done. You can see the red part of it. It looks good. So now we'll do the other one. Yeah, I think she's on my treadmill. probably do this one twice too. Just because I'm not liking the holes. So it's going to add a little base to it. And there's still the little round holes, but not like the other one. So we will do it again. Yeah, she was on my treadmill. Okay, so we got rid of all of that. Do it again. Get rid of all this. Get it all soaked up. And here we go. See the rounds? You see them? Now, let's get rid of, soak up the, I did this one time and made it so it's more like paint, and tried to do it because I really wanted the round to stick out. That was a mistake. Don't do that, because you can't tap it out. You can't tap it out. So that looks good. There it is. So now we'll just put some red on that top of his foot. This foot has some already. Put some on his heel, his ankle. There. You can see it, but it's just the, you can see the blue, you can see the tint of red, you can even see a little bit of yellow. So it's getting there. So now we will do an arm. Kind of faint. I'm gonna have to do it again. That's okay. It's okay. We'll do it again. We will do it again. Okay, add some more. it's really going to pop when we put the purple on. Isn't he so cute so far? Some red on the knuckles. In here to make it more red-ish. Still not real happy with it. I'm gonna have to mix up some more, I think. I only got one arm left, but I have to do all the little details, so I'm probably gonna make more. Not totally pleased with that one, but we are going to make some more, but I need to clean this off because it's got gunk in it. I don't want the gunk. So we're going to take this, make some more. Run out of maroon. I've got another maroon up there, but it's not the same maroon. This is actual maroon. I'm gonna have to write down the numbers and go online to find my paint. Hopefully I can find it. Okay. Oops. Let's add some paint. Do this one. I'm liking that better. Kind of. It's kind of smudging a little bit. I don't like that part. So we may have to get those parts wet and really pounce it out because it's going to look like watermarks and we don't want watermarks. And it happens sometimes. We just don't want it to happen. Yeah. And I'll show you what I mean, because I'm not happy right in the moment, and I'll fix it, but see that leaves those splotches? So we need our little one, and we're going to add some water to this and kind of paint it off. I'm just adding water to it to make it do what it was supposed to do in the beginning. So just take a couple of spots that you see that on and just get it wet so it blends in. I think we need more water in there. We'll add a little more water. It's too thick. And we get this mess. We don't want this mess. I mean, you're able to fix it, but it's not something you want to have happen. And as you learn to do this stuff, you figure things out the hard way. And this is somebody else's kit, so we are going to do the very best we can to correct problems when they come up. Just kind of paint it, some water on there, and loosen that paint up, and then just sponge it. It's still quite a little, I like the look, I just don't like what it did. Like I said, you still have paint on the sponge, so you can start your red spots where you want it to be red. His shoulder's red already. So, we're going to add a little bit more water. Not much, but just a tad. Happy with this one. I got a certain look I want it to be, and I think we are achieving that now. That's good. All right. I'll be doing that forever and make it really red, and I don't want it to make it really red. You just want the undertone. Back of his head is still kind of blue. I don't want it more blue. So we will add some more red. This is why you take your time and peek at it and look to see how you want it to be. And he needed a little more red back here. Now he has some red back here. But he also has some of these splotches. And I don't know why it's doing that. I'm not a big fan. So we'll just mix it up a little bit. Everything is fixable before you put varnish on. That's better. He's more colored now. All right, there's the red. We are done with the red. And the red, the blue, it all stains. We'll get our most of this off. Our sponges, our fingers, and clean our brush. Now with, with this red, we're going to need the smaller ones, because I want to do, make sure your hands are dry. See, make sure they're dry before you touch it. Yep. I'm going to take this red, get this brush red, and I'm going to put some red inside his mouth. And he's got, you know, the roof of your mouth, you have those lines up there. I'm just adding color to those. And a little bit to his lips. Because I don't want the inside of his mouth to be white. So I'm going to take one of these round ones and sop up some of this red. I'm going to hang him upside down here, and I'm going to put the red inside his nostril. Take it off the brush. And, oops, I didn't want to do that. It was soaking it up. I don't want it to soak up. Get back in there. Okay. So, it's inside there. You see inside his mouth. Now I'm going to take another brush. I'm going to leave those ones in his nostrils there, because I want it to soak up. But I want to take this red off of his mouth. In here. I'm going to soak that up. We're just kind of staining his mouth. On the inside, we're going to wrap that up. Add some more color to the side. I want the middle piece right there to stay like a pink color. So the sides of his mouth are gonna be more red, more of a reddish. I want the middle part to stay pink. He's gonna be so cute. Now we are going to, the red's been soaked up in there, and we're gonna soak it up with the inside his nostril is not going to be that deep dark red. We're soaping it up. And then painting around the walls of it. So it looks like a darker pink color. That looks good. And he's going to be taking a passy. So some of the paint through wear and tear is going to come off on the inside of his mouth. But once we put the varnish on, I usually varnish pretty good on the face so it doesn't do that. It's not going to come off. I just try to make it. That's pretty good. So let's do inside his mouth again. I want it to be pink in there. And this maroon is, after you wipe it up, is going to make it look a pinky color. Cute little boy. This is what takes so long, is the little details, you know, the little details. Okay, so we did his nose and his mouth. And you're gonna get, I don't care what you paint, you're gonna get paint lines. You know, you can try your best to get rid of them, but you are gonna have them. You just try to blend them in the best you can. His chin to have a little red, and his nose. So because there's red on this sponge, I'm just adding a little bit. You can't even tell. Okay, so we're gonna also do underneath his toes, we're gonna add some red. The tops of his toes, we're gonna add some red. They already look yellow because we did that yellow. But now we're gonna add some red to that. Just a little bit. And if you really want to, you can add a little bit to the toenails. I usually do, but then I go back and redo it again anyway. But just so there's some red color in there. Probably need a magnifying glass. And a lot, I have one. It's over here, but I don't put it on. You know how we just did the mottling with this red and it leaves like a little pool of water? That's what I'm doing right now with the toenails, is I'm putting it on there and then there's a pool of water. See that? And you got to take that off. Just soak it up with the, but there's still some red toenails. Some pinky toenails. And some red tone on the tops. Okay, what else was there we needed to do? The mouth, nostrils. Yeah, I'm not doing the ears. And the fists, so we'll do that. Okay, so let's take this one. Add some red. And it does the same thing with the brush. You're adding the red to the tips, and you're gonna sop that off. But I'm putting some down in between too, because it needs some pinky color down there. So you just take your sponge and you just tap it. Make sure if you got any in between the toes that you take it out. So now he's got pink toe tops. And we're going to do a little bit on the toenail. Add a little bit of pink. Because right now they're white. Not white, but like a white looking, like his kit, you know, when you first get it, that pale, pale, pale color. And we're just going to make it look like a little pink. Okay. That's all I'm doing. And then the fist, what they're talking about, is in here. Okay. So we're going to take this one, mix it up, and we're going to add some red to this. And like I said, red stains, blue stains. So you're going to add it on there, and it's going to leave a red tint. Take your brush and swipe up the middle. We're going to keep adding in here and keep adding red. See, and you see some kits where they just leave it just like that. I don't like that. You could do it if you want to, but I don't like the way that looks. So I leave it in there for a minute, you know, because there's quite a bit of water. It's not going to dry right away. And we're going to sop it up, and it's going to leave that red hint in there. And I've seen some people take the Prisma pencils and just draw in there because they're trying to get that that line, you know. They're trying to get that line, and I don't like that. I mean, I could leave it like this and let it dry, but I don't like that look. I really, really don't. It should just be like, not wet like that. It should look like that, but dull. You know what I mean? Not wet. And if you do it a bunch of times, it's going to look like the creases, you know. You go in here and add this red crease in here, you know, but you don't leave it like that. You just soften it up, and the color is still there. It's just not wet. If you don't sop it up, it's going to look like paint. You know what I mean? That you didn't. So it's red. It's going to be red. And that's fine. That's good. His little lines on his hand disappeared. So we're just going to add some color. Add some color to his nails. His knuckles. Just add a little bit of color because it went white. It shouldn't have gone white, but it did. So we're just going to add some more color. And you brush it in, you brush it off. Brush it in, brush it off. That's cute. Alright, last one. This is a long one. It's an hour long. You're going to be loving it. You can skip ahead or not. Do what you want. I got to edit it. It's going to take forever to edit. There we go. So, that is it for him. Now he looks really good. I don't know if you can, let me put the light off. If you can tell. There we go. Perfect. There's a little color. The mottling. Looks so cute. He looks really cute. So, that is the blue, yellow, red, and some of the pieces red. So the next video will be the last two mottlings, and then we'll be off to blushing and stuff. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed watching. It's a long video for you, and we will see you in the next one.